You won't believe what's happening behind the scenes at Barcelona. As the 25-26 season approaches, the management is making decisions that no one expected. Let's see, our goalkeeper, Szczesny, is at the center of this storm and his extension seems increasingly uncertain. Is Barcelona going to lose another top goalkeeper? But that's not all. Fermin Lopez, one of our most promising midfielders, could also leave. Yes, you heard right. This news has surprised everyone, but wait, there's more. Ansu Fati has been renewed but has been loaned to Monaco in a move that affects the future of the attack. And speaking of the future, the much-awaited Barcelona number 10 jersey already has an owner, the young prodigy YAMAL, but the official announcement has been postponed and you won't believe the reason. This is just the beginning. There is controversy with the assembly of the King's Cup, which could greatly harm Barcelona, and much more. Don't go away, because today is full of controversies, but before that, make sure you are subscribed to our channel, help us reach the goal of 1,000 subscribers, turn on the bell, and let's get to what interests us. According to the newspaper Sport, the Royal Spanish Football Federation, the RFEF, has just approved important changes in the format of the King's Cup starting from the 2025-26 season. And of course, these modifications directly affect our Barcelona. According to the decision approved at the last RFEF assembly, the 4 clubs qualified for the Spanish Super Cup, including Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atletico de Madrid, and Athletic Club, will be in a separate pot during the draws for the round of 16 and the quarterfinals. This means that direct confrontations between these giants can only take place from the quarterfinals onwards. Strategy or protection, everyone can draw their own conclusions, but that's not all. According to the federation, these 4 clubs, considered the most important, will have to play the first 2 phases away. Exactly. Barcelona will have to travel, play away, and face smaller stadiums, the pressure of local supporters, and pitches that will not always be in the best conditions. This may seem like a trap, but it is in these hostile environments that Barcelona often shows its true greatness. Additionally, another important novelty: the round of 16 matches will be played before Christmas, between December 16th and 18th. The full schedule is already on the table, and the competition will start in full swing from the beginning. From the first round to the quarterfinals, all matches will be single-leg, and only the semifinals will retain the home and away format. The final is scheduled for April 25th at La Cartuja, in Seville. According to the disclosed information, the draw for the initial phases will take into account the geographical proximity between the clubs, dividing Spain into 4 large regions. The idea is to facilitate logistics, but in practice, this can generate tough matchups from the start. And in the preliminary phase, which will be contested by clubs from regional divisions, the matches will be home and away, something unprecedented until now. In summary, the path to the final has become tougher, more competitive, and more unpredictable. But if there is a club used to facing pressure, it is Barcelona. There will be away matches, tough rivals wanting to make history against us, but the history of the King's Cup has always had Barcelona as the protagonist, and this time will be no different. Now, tell me, supporter, are these novelties really here to level the competition, or is it just another maneuver to try to stop our march towards another title? According to revelations from the newspaper Sport, the saga concerning the retention of Szczesny at FC Barcelona has taken a tense and unexpected turn. The 35-year-old Polish goalkeeper has been officially a free agent since July 1st. Yes, supporter, his contract expired on Sunday and, although there is a verbal agreement to renew it, Barcelona has not yet signed anything. And now, what happens? The management's initial plan was simple: renew the link with Szczesny in June before he went on vacation. After all, his salary of €1.5 million net does not weigh heavily on the club's finances, and the goalkeeper had already accepted to maintain these conditions. But the reality is that the matter has been postponed, and what seemed certain now generates uncertainty. According to the Catalan press, Barcelona offered the Pole a 1-year contract plus a guaranteed season with an option for an additional year. Everything was going well until the arrival of Joan Garcia, the new owner of the Blaugrana goal, who completely changed the game. The club has clearly indicated that Szczesny would be Joan Garcia's backup for the 25-26 season. And here is the dilemma: accept this role as a second-choice veteran or seek new horizons. The situation has become even more complicated due to Marc-André ter Stegen, who, despite recent injuries, does not want to leave Barcelona under any circumstances. He is angry with the management and the technical staff and has rejected offers from Galatasaray. It will not be easy to see him leave, and this blocks the club's planning for the goalkeeper position. Meanwhile, Iñaki Peña is already practically gone. The management wants to sell him for about €10 million. And if the idea is to keep Joan Garcia as the starter and Szczesny as the backup, there is no room for anyone else. The problem is that to date, nothing has been made official. The team resumes training on July 13th and ideally, Szczesny would have already signed by then. But for now, the Pole is enjoying his vacation with his family and the management is more focused on finalizing the possible transfer of Nico Williams. And if that doesn't happen, Luis Diaz will be Plan B. With all this, one question is on the minds of the supporters. Does Barcelona really want Szczesny, or is there already another plan that no one has revealed? According to the newspaper Sport, Ansu Fati is officially renewed by FC Barcelona until 2028, but with a different destination than expected by the supporters. The young prodigy has been loaned to Monaco until 2026. A bold move by the management that mixes hope, necessity, and financial relief, all in one package. The club's idea is clear: to give Ansu playing time that he wouldn't have had in Barcelona, far from the suffocating pressure of Camp Nou and the expectations that come with the number 10 left by Messi. In Monaco, Fati will try to regain the brilliance that once amazed the world before being hindered by injuries that no one has forgotten. But before leaving for France, Barcelona made sure to put its affairs in order. They renewed his contract until 2028 and agreed on his salary, allowing the club to amortize costs over the next seasons. This is the kind of maneuver the management needed to continue fighting against financial fair play. Monaco, for its part, will pay half of Ansu's gross salary, something between €6 and €6.5 million per season. For Barcelona, this represents a relief of up to €8 million in the salary mass for the 2025-26 season. And let's be honest, every euro counts when you are far from complying with the famous one-to-one rule of the league. This move is just the first step in a larger plan of economic adjustment. The club still needs to raise nearly €40 million to have total freedom to register transfers like the much-desired Nico Williams. Otherwise, it will remain subject to the dreaded one-to-one rule that drastically limits the ability to register new players. On the sporting level, the plan is for Ansu to regain his rhythm, confidence, and smile. In Monaco, he will find a competitive team with a good technical level, but without the giant magnifying glass of the Barca supporters on every touch. If he manages to stay healthy, he could return in 2026 ready to reclaim his place at Barcelona. But one question haunts the hearts of the supporters. Is this loan to Monaco really a new beginning or the start of the end of Ansu Fati's story at FC Barcelona? According to the newspaper Sport, Fermin Lopez's name has entered the list of possible sacrifices by Barcelona in this summer market. And it's not due to a lack of quality or a technical decision, quite the opposite. The reason has a name, a first name, and a weight in the wallet: financial fair play. Even though he was one of the great players of the past season, with 19 goals and 11 assists in 88 matches, and has already won the Euro and Olympic gold with Spain in 2024, Fermin could be sold. Yes, sold. And this is not a rumor. Barcelona is ready to listen to offers provided they exceed €50 million. The ideal price would be around €60 million, which would represent significant relief for the club's finances. The problem is clear. After spending €26.3 million on Joan Garcia and being on the verge of paying €62 million net for Nico Williams, the management needs to sell someone important to balance the accounts. And in this scenario, Fermin appears as the most valued and viable name to negotiate, a painful mix between talent and profit opportunity. The management is counting on the €100 million from the sale of VIP seats at Camp Nou to bring relief and return to the league's one-to-one rule. But until the money comes in, reality strikes. Without freeing up space in the salary mass, reinforcements cannot be registered. Clubs like Bayern Munich, Chelsea, and Manchester United are already paying attention. And who wouldn't be? Fermin has a contract until 2029, a release clause of €500 million, and plenty of football talent. But even so, he could leave if a strong offer arrives, provided he accepts to leave, which he does not want for now. Fermin wants to stay. He knows he will have competition with players like Dani, Olmo, Rafinha, Pedri, and Gavi, but he trusts his football to fight for a place, even if he has to change positions or play further back on the field. Even Flick prefers him to stay. The German technician has already publicly acknowledged that he sees Fermin as a reliable player, whether as a starter or coming off the bench, But as every Barcelona coach in recent years knows, sometimes talent loses out to financial mathematics. Now, supporter, the question that remains is direct and disturbing. Is Barcelona really going to give up one of its most promising midfielders just to balance the books? According to the specialized website Transfermarkt, FC Barcelona is the second club with the most players among the 100 most valued in the world. And if you thought that only Real Madrid was making noise in the market, hold on. LAMINE YAMAL is the most expensive player on the planet, valued at €200 million. With a squad valued at €1,070 million, Barcelona appears as the seventh most valued team in the world, but it is in its training center where its true gold mine lies. Alongside Manchester City, Arsenal, and Real Madrid, the Catalan club is one of the few to have 9 representatives in the global elite of the most expensive, and 5 of these stars were trained at La Masia. The training center is booming. At the top of the list, LAMINE YAMAL not only dominates the new generation but already surpasses names like Bellingham and Kylian Mbappe, both valued at €180 million. At just 17 years old and with a contract until 2031, the golden boy from Mataró is today the most valued player on the planet, leaving his rivals at PSG and the pride of the Barça supporters at its peak. Right behind him is PEDRI, the maestro from the Canaries, with a value of €140 million. He is currently the most expensive Spanish midfielder and is just behind Bellingham among the elite midfielders. Alongside him, in the top 100, are names that are rising in power. Rafinha, who shone in the 24-25 season and reached €90 million. Kubarsi, a promising defender valued at €80 million, the most valued central defender in the world, it should be noted, and others like GAVI, Bald, Dani, and Fermin Lopez, all above €50 million. And the detail that makes this list even more special: 5 of these players have come through La Masia, reaffirming that Barcelona is not just buying talent, it is creating talent. While some rivals boast of having 10 players in the top 100 with none in the top 10 like PSG, Barcelona stands out for its quality and identity. And it should be emphasized that despite the financial challenges and the famous fair play, the club continues to demonstrate that its value goes beyond the numbers. Sculpting, training, betting on youth, and, of course, a lot of football. Now, I ask you, with this millionaire generation in its hands, is Barcelona ready to start a new golden era? According to reports from the Spanish press, FC Barcelona has already chosen who will be the new owner of the number 10 jersey but has decided to keep the announcement for a very special date. LAMINE YAMAL, the prodigy from Rocafonda, will be the new number 10 starting from the 2025-26 season, although the club will only make it official on July 13th, when the young man turns 18. Yes, supporter, the most sacred number in Barcelona's history already has an heir, and it's not just anyone. The initial plan was simple: launch the new jersey on July 2nd and take the opportunity to announce the bombshell of the new owner of the number 10. But Barcelona preferred to wait, and it's not out of fear or doubt, but for pure emotional and commercial strategy. Because let's be honest, presenting LAMINE as the new number 10 on the very day he reaches adulthood, is there anything more symbolic than that? LAMINE YAMAL is not just another talented youngster. He is the new cornerstone of Barcelona, the boy who is already the most valued player in the world according to Transfermarkt, valued at €200 million. The club knows what it has in its hands and has decided to make a whole spectacle out of it. Moreover, this move is a true marketing goal. Since Messi's departure and Ansu Fati's quiet tenure, the number 10 had been somewhat dimmed in the shops. Now, with LAMINE at the helm, Barcelona and Nike are hoping for a real boom in jersey sales, like in the days when Messi's name dominated the 4 corners of the planet. The impact is enormous: global growth, visibility on social networks, rejuvenation of the Barcelona brand. Everything revolves around a boy who is not yet 18 years old. And the best part of all this is that LAMINE represents the present and the future, on and off the field. So, supporter, take note. On July 13th, LAMINE YAMAL will officially receive the most legendary jersey in modern football. A date that promises to mark not only the player's life but also the beginning of a new era for the club. Now, tell me, do you think the new number 10 will be able to bear the weight of history, or will he turn this legacy into pure magic?